What's up, guys? It is Revenger2 here, and I am bringing you guys and gals some good old-fashioned GTA Online. Like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoy the video. Now, let's get to it. Okay, guys, let's get started with the Cayo Perico Heist here today. Today we are going to be entering via stealth Annihilator helicopter. The target is Sinsimito Tequila, and we will be stealing double cocaine, or the sniffing powder, as they say on the streets. So I like to play a very different play style. I like to mix it up here and there. So as you see on the screen here, I am selecting just the main points of entry and the airstrip as my exfil, but certainly we won't go there. And we're going to mix up how we get into the compound, and obviously the exfil is the normal exfil route. I could have scaled the wall on the way out, but you'll see in the video that sometimes more simple is better. So let's get started. Cayo Perico is one of my favorite heists, barring the Pacific Standard, because that's one of the most iconic heists because it was the first one. But I think Cayo Perico, to me, is one of those heists where everything just is so fine-tuned and you can just do it by yourself. That's the greatest thing. So here we go, almost to the island on the Annihilator helicopter. First we will secure the secondary targets and we will see what we can do. They could honestly make this flight a little bit shorter, but they can do what they want. Rockstar typically does what Rockstar wants, but at the end of the day, we're almost on the island. My thing is, if the pilot disables the stealth part, wouldn't El Rubio know that we're coming? Seeing a massive helicopter, just my opinion, just little inaccuracies that a drug lord on a private island wouldn't have radar once a helicopter appears. There will be guards literally at this point waiting. It would be stealth over immediately. But we're going to get on this dirt bike here and scoot onto the first secondary objective. I like playing it at night, just for the stealth element. However, it doesn't matter if you play it on day or night. The guards have eagle-eye vision, and if they see you for just the slightest of seconds, then you will be spotted, and then all chaos will break through here. So I plan on assassinating the guards that are in my way, and pretty much that's it. So we'll see here. I like the marksman rifle MK2 here, the AK marksman rifle too, because it's personally a very accurate gun over the Conspirator, and it's not a shotgun, so you do like range for range targets, and it still provides that accuracy for the targets still further out. Yes, you could use the sniper rifle, but the sniper rifle is very slow in case you do miss, and a lot of these targets, they're moving. So here we're grabbing the cocaine or the sniffing powder, which I'll be referring to later, as because they will inevitably demonetize the video if promoting, illicit substances. So the sniffing powder has been acquired, and now we're going to make our way to the second sniffing powder. I'm making my way carefully along this ridge. There's a lot of trees that you can hit that are very solid. Trees, go figure, they're solid. I've heard a lot of YouTubers complain about the trees, but they're trees, that they're hitting, not bushes. And most of the time, if you hit a tree, it's going to hurt. So you gotta take your time. You gotta make sure you're not rushing through this part. So right here, I'm like, stuck, but I get through it here. So just fine. Just take your time. Don't rush. It's not a rush. Elite challenges are nice, but if you do it smart enough, you can still make the elite challenge, even without the drainage tunnel. These guards here, they're in a very awkward position. In my mind, I'm thinking, okay, there's no way that I'm going to be able to sneak around the camera and sneak around these guards, because their cone of vision is just so large. So I'm just planning on relieving the sniffing powder, but I realized, okay, I probably have a tiny window on this part. Fun fact is that El Rubio is based off of a real drug lord of Colombian German descent, and his name is Carlos Strickler, and he's a very famous drug lord, but that did have his own private island and airstrip. And once, obviously, most of the things that are inspired by most things inspired in GTA are inspired by real life incidences, and El Rubio is one of those cases. Would we like to see an activity where our character interacts with El Rubio after the heist? Yeah, it would be more interesting than just robbing him all the time. So the sniffing powder has been acquired, and now it's time to make our exfil to the main target. Okay, so I'm sneaking around the corner here as close as I can. I'm gonna hop back onto the dirt bike and make my way to the compound. But first, we're gonna make a little stop and get some climbing gear. So that's right, I'm going to climb the walls. I'm going to climb the walls of the compound, not just enter to the main door, and that be that, because I find that a bit boring and a bit different. I would rather have, Pavel send us a way of saying, hey, if you do it on this entry on this day, and you can get X amount of more money, and that'd be great. And instead of just doing drainage tunnel all the time, or guard truck, it would be a good way to mix up the variety and how you do the heist. It would be just much more better, in my opinion. But here we are at the communications tower, where we need to climb all the way up and get the climbing rope. But first, let me take out this guard here. 2 shots. And that's the thing, if you had the sniper rifle and you missed that first shot, then he would have definitely heard you, because he's a roaming guard. And this guard here, he has no idea what's coming. I want to get a better angle than through the trees, because sometimes bullets in this game are just unpredictable, and they want to make their own little paths. So I could grab the guard clothing, but there's no need necessary, because I want to do this, stealthily and covertly without guard clothing. And if I get caught, at this point, then I will just go aggressive and work my way through the compound and grab the primary target. But climbing this tower takes so much time. Could we make it faster? Yes, but it's probably realistic, since we're carrying a lot of sniffing powder in our bags, so it is slowing us down. And that's another mechanic of this heist, is the more you carry, the slower you go. And this is the same factor that was in the Diamond Casino heist. The more weight you have, the slower you go. So yeah. So here I acquired the thing. I'm gonna parachute off. My thinking is maybe I can parachute over Rubio's compound walls. Then I realized this red dot on the screen, probably not a good idea. So I'm gonna land short. And so hopefully that won't detect me flying in. So I'm gonna run myself down the hill. Yeah, I could have driven my dirt bike down the hill, but you know, what's the fun in that? You know, let's run. Make our characters run a little bit. So here we go. I'm going to assassinate the guys at the main gate. The guy in the camera. Yeah, I call the camera a guy because really it is, because if it sees you for even a split second, you're done. It's automatic game over. But there are some instances like this, which makes no sense. It's like, I'm going to drive a truck and I'm going to go into cone of vision and I don't see you, but for some reason, if you barely sneeze and they hear you from a mile away. So I'm gonna take this guy out. I see the car. I'm like, okay, maybe the car's gonna turn. The car turns. I'm like, okay, good to go. Then I see the camera. I'm gonna take that out. Gonna try to get some of the light out of my eyes here. And these two guards coming up, you can technically sneak around them because they are aligned in such a way that their cones of vision will allow you to hop over this box here, or this barrier. You know, it's a barrier, not a box, but nonetheless, you can still hop over it. And I'm going to run as fast as I can down this way. There's a guard that patrols along this route, and he can see you, but he's looking at the water and not doing very well at his job. So let's get the climbing rope. For someone who probably never used climbing rope and a grappling hook, is very good at, you know, throwing it. And enter James Bond music. Dun 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 dun. Okay, enough of that. We are in and we are ready. We are in a different part of the courtyard. We are probably one of the worst spots because there's a camera and two guards. But if you go down these stairs here, you'll just go back down to the main courtyard. Into the main courtyard, right where you need to be. Since I play solo, I don't really worry about scanning the storages for the gold or any of the excess paintings. I mean, I play solo. If you want to play doubles or even fours, we can. Just add my PSN, Revenger 2 here. Revenger 2, that's REVENGERT. Ooh. REVENGER2, Revenger 2. I can't talk for some reason. So you take out that guard with a gun hit, and then you take out this guard with a gun hit, and one of those three guards normally have the key. The guards with the red vision, they normally have the key, but if they don't, then it's one of the other main guards in the compound. But the locks in the compound aren't very hard to break. I mean, it's very simple to do the fingerprint thing. Just simply match it up like puzzle pieces would match up. If you do slide puzzles or if you cut up pictures and you have to match them that way, yeah. You run past this guy when his back's turned. He should have heard you, but he doesn't. But you know, that's neither here nor there. For having the Sinsimito Tequila, this is probably one of my more profitable runs with it because of the amount of money in the safe there in old Rubio's office, and you can see how quickly and easily this hacking thing is because you just flip a couple and there, it's done. Under 20 seconds, if that. So, like I said, if you go from El Rubio's office, you have 2 on normal and 4 on hard. which they aren't very difficult. Just match them up until you can. So just go slow. It's not a race. Yeah, you have a timer, but if you make mistakes, you can't get punished for unless you fail too many times. Then it will set off the alarms. I've never failed, and I don't want to jinx myself, so knock on wood. So cutting to the vault glass, glass case here. The plasma cutter, it's very finicky. Sometimes it's 3.5, sometimes it's 4, sometimes it's 5. It just depends on how fast or how slow you go with the plasma cutter here. Like I said, this is one of my favorite heists. Right here, you want to enter first person, and you can look up this ledge and grab it. It doesn't make sense, because if you did that in third person, you wouldn't be able to do that. Here, I'm thinking, maybe I can do my exfil over the wall. I'm like, okay, no, I'll just do the normal route. I'm going to stay here because this guy technically could see you if he turned his head, maybe slightly a little bit more, but they don't pay people enough to do that. And definitely this guy coming up at the car, I'm like, who in their right mind couldn't see a guy walking around with a mask on with a bag that shouldn't be there, obviously. So right now we're getting ready to exit the compound here. I don't know why a character just doesn't push the green button. Normally pushing the green button is a good thing. Sometimes I think our characters aren't very bright and they just want to rush through things. So yeah, knock this guy out, take his dirt bike, and he's always there if you do it stealthily. If not, he will come down this road around from the helicopter. So drive this way. You can drive any way you want down this path. And as you're taking it, just go slow because you can't hit a tree. And you want to position yourself right around this area. And yeah, you can do a backflip and whatnot. You could risk those things. But you want to be on this edge, this plane. And you want to look for these 3 mines that form a triangle that are directly in front of you. And once you get in between those mines, essentially you're escaping Cayo Perico itself, because the developers didn't think that players would find this, and the loading zone is right here. So we escape with $1,524,358 here, and I think the fencing fee for certain items like the Sinsimito Tequila and the ruby necklace should technically be less, because sometimes the fencing fee is outrageous. But there you go, guys. The Cayo Perico heist is now finished and over. Let's see how long it took us. So delivering it here to Miguel Madrazo's bodyguard. We become good buddies apparently. Just give me money, I give you stuff. Like, my mind is, how could they know how much is worth considering? So our potential take here, but our actual take is 1.3 million. Did we get elite challenge? Let's see. Including for 15 minutes, no, 24 seconds. I could have done something a little too faster. 0 hacks failed, full loot bags. Man, elite challenge, so close, but it can be done, and I will make it faster. Alright guys, thank you for watching. This has been Hornetzilla Gaming and Revenger 2 from PSN. Hope you enjoyed it. Like and subscribe.